Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network. It's a Sunday afternoon over here, but I'm going to be honest with you. It's like the third or fourth time we've tried to get this one up and out. The universe keeps working against us, but hey, we're adaptable. We're going to bring in the juice. Hey, no foos today either. We're bringing that real stuff. If you're new to the network, my name is Brooks Austin. I'm the Director of Recruiting for Sports Illustrated, more commonly known around here as the Film Guy. What we do around here is we talk live sports, or we talk sports Monday through Thursday live at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. But what we're really known for, our bag, if you will, is getting on that board and breaking down the real nitty-gritty of football. So obviously Notre Dame controlled that football game for 4 quarters against Georgia, particularly defensively. So we want to take a look at it and see what this Georgia offense did against Notre Dame, and particularly what Notre Dame did consistently to continue to give them problems. I got 3 questions I hope to answer going into this and coming out of this film study, right? Number 1, why couldn't they run the damn ball? Why couldn't Georgia run the football? Something we've known about this football team for 2 years now. They're no explosive runs, very little, right? It's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We expected with Gunnar Stockton's potential legs to be involved in this football game that they might have newfound life. They did not. Why didn't they? We'll go find out. How did Gunnar Stockton ultimately perform? A lot of people wondering, is this going to be the answer in 2025? I think we got a pretty good response or indication of whether or not he will be, okay? And the last question I have, why was protection so bad? Okay, why was protection so bad? I think I'm going to get an answer to this one. And I did have some questions about early game play calling. We'll get into that as we start to break down this film. Hey, we got rules around here. 3 simple ones. Number 1, if you learn anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about your football team, you must subscribe. And if you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. We got a saying around here. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, Schofield. It's big time. It's big time. We're live in the heat. We're going to find out whether or not you can take live bullets on this show today. Attaboy. We're here. All right, we're going to start the football game with play number 1 for the University of Georgia. This late in the season, okay, I expect you to have some type of tendencies. I expect game 13, game 14, game 15. It's inevitable. You do what you do. You have base offensive install. At this point in the season, that base offensive install is going to feel like it has tendencies to a defense that's studying you and preparing for you going into the football season, right? Nonetheless, at this point in the season, it is about execution, okay? It is about hat placement. It's about hand placement. It's about effort. It's about all that stuff. But it's about the technique and the minor details when you play football teams that are this uber talented. Let's go right to the type, okay? They are jumping into what we call truck toss on this network. Going to try to get some pin and pulls, okay? So we're blocking down. We're pulling around. We're going to toss it to the back. We're trying to attack the edge of this defense, trying to stretch them east and west. Questionable. I would have ran at them first before trying to run around them. But hey, nonetheless, let's talk about it, okay? Because I do think the play call works if we get things executed. First and foremost, we got to get this down block from Lawson Lucky executed, and we got to keep our hat on the play side shoulder of number 9 right here. All right, and if at any point number 9 fights across our body, we got to run our feet to the echo of the whistle and make sure he does not continue to fight across our body. So let's look at number 9 and number 4. That is a loss. That's what we call an L nowadays, okay? He has gotten to our play side shoulder. We have lost that execution. All right, let's talk about number 4 right here, Oscar Delp. We're pulling around and we are finding what we call in this network the MDM, the most dangerous man. It's a little acronym for you. We got to find the most dangerous man, which right now is either going to be this overhang for number 9, or we're going to have to go up to the next level to number 3. So let's see who he ultimately attacks. He goes all the way up to the next level to number 3. Now, we told you, got to get that head play side, right? We're trying to get to the edge right here. Let's see if he gets his head play side or if we allow number 3 to get outside and set a firm edge. Guess what nowadays, boys? That ball is going back inside. As soon as we see color from that running back, as soon as that colors or that number 3's shoulder shows, number 1 sticking his foot in the ground, we're working back north and south because the edge has been set. So we have lost that rep from number 4. Now, let's talk about number 73. Same thing applies to number 73. We got to get to that upfield shoulder of number 8 and drive through that upfield shoulder and seal him. Let's see. All right. He undercuts us. We at least forced an undercut, so we might be able to get away from number 8, and we do. We get away from number 8, but guess what? The edge isn't sealed, right? So we're losing already off the bat with just minor portions of execution. And if you stay on this network long enough this week, I'm going to show you some truck toss clips from Ohio State, and guess what? They're playing the best football in college football right now, and everyone thinks it's because they're throwing the ball really well, and they are. Their quarterback's playing great, but their tight end ain't losing play side right now. All right. And their wide receivers aren't losing play side and their tackles aren't losing play side. So we get that rep 1. We see Notre Dame out executing and out efforting and out flowing to the football. Georgia. Okay. Now, not only were they executing really well, they were coached really, really well too, okay? So this is play number 2 of the football game. Georgia's under center. Now, with a mobile quarterback over the years, when Georgia goes under center, their propensity is either to run the football or go heavy boot play action, right? So they're either going to run the football or they're going to go heavy boot play action, normally to the strength, to the arm side of the quarterback. So if I'm this backside defensive end, a lot of teams might coach this guy to run flat down the line of scrimmage, chase that ball carrier and pursue the football. Not Notre Dame, not against Georgia with a mobile quarterback. So what they're going to teach this guy to do is play what we call surf technique. Get up off the line of scrimmage, get your shoulders flat, square up, be ready to go upfield when that quarterback inevitably boots out. Watch number 40 play this technique to perfection. That's what we call surf technique. Looks like he's on a surfboard. Okay, now once he sees the boot action, now he's going to get upfield, not directly upfield at an angle. Why? Because they're trying to boot us. It's one thing to know what to do and why to do it. It's another thing to know what the offense is doing and why they're doing it, right? What is the purpose? How are they attacking me? Number 40, 100% prepared for this naked boot, forces the ball back up inside, and now they get a negative play. Right? But that's all preparation. And watch it from the tight. He never once goes away from his responsibilities. Upfield, surf technique, look for the quarterback. Here he is. Get upfield, make him go back inside, force him to our help, right? We don't want to be selfish. We want to be selfish and attack him. We want to attack upfield, force him back to our help. Now, one area of this football game that I thought Gunnar Stockton did a tremendous job of, it's 3rd and 12. It's not a very winnable situation for most offenses, particularly in a first-time career start. I thought he did a tremendous job at 50-50 balls, back shoulder balls, anything vertically. Okay, so all of this stuff where we're throwing it down here or we're back shouldering this one or we're 2-step slanting, ripping this ball hard, I thought he did all of these things really, really well. The ball placement for a first-time start was phenomenal. I thought against Notre Dame, 50-50 balls aren't normally 50-50. They win the overwhelming majority share of these because they got great corners. But against Georgia, I felt like this is the one area of success where Georgia had vertically with the passing game because the ball placement was so phenomenal. Even some of the pass interferences we're going to look at later, I felt like the ball placement was where it needed to be. Okay? That's competitive. I feel like if we got a good X out there, we might catch that football. These note right here, bring the mic to your face, Schofield. We're coming to you 4 plays in. All right, I got a note right here on my show sheet, and you've watched us for a long time. It says too disciplined and too fast to try this type of stuff. What type of defense does that note normally get written about?
You got me on that, bro.
It's Georgia's defense. I normally write that note about Georgia's defense. They're too fast, they're too physical, they're too sound in their assignments to try anything East and West trickeration stuff. Okay, too disciplined. They read their keys way too well. Okay, so when you try to open the football game with a bunch of end-around stuff, I feel like they're too fast and they're too sound for these types of things. Okay, and I understand the purpose of doing so. I think the offensive coordinating staff from Georgia anticipated slants, stunts, things that cause problems for traditional zone teams, aka the Ole Miss game plan. Okay, the problem is you didn't run at them first to find out if you could still get at them. all right, and you waited a couple possessions to do so. You can really see this from the tight right here. I think 34 and these defensive ends against Gunnar Stockton, I thought the defensive game plan was obvious. We're going to bait some pulls from this quarterback. We're going to bail this defensive end and wrap this linebacker, and you can watch the movement from 34. As soon as the back switches over, he now knows, okay, the call is here. We're going to gap exchange this. We're going to force the pull from the quarterback if we get read option to us. All game long, we're going to allow these 5 players to play the front side of that inside zone by themselves. We're going to bait the pull from the quarterback right here. You're going to see this pop up later on in the film study. But because it's in the game plan for these guys, all right, that little movement right there, 34 working to the upfield shoulder, being prepared for the quarterback pull, that one portion of their game plan right here actually lucked them up into stopping this reverse right here, because 34 is playing the quarterback, he thinks, but he ultimately plays the reverse. We all see that, right? But his game plan, the game plan before the game to stop read option, ultimately saves them against this, reverse right here. I definitely don't think 57 was expecting 34 to work out, right? He works up, and then 34 works out up the field, and I don't think 57 was prepared for that. Why would he be? Why would he be? We're showing reverse action. Why is he going that way? Well, because he's responsible for the quarterback, and we just found that out as an offensive staff, okay? All right, my big question about Gunnar, and I think a lot of people maybe, I said on Paul Feinbaum, this is like a 4.8 runner, Schofield. That's what I said. I think this guy's a 4.8 runner. I don't think he's like super twitchy. I don't think he's going to run away from people, but he's a physical runner. First comment I see on the YouTube channel, oh, he ran 4.65 at Georgia's Pro Day this summer. Okay, that's fine. But the film says he's not an elusive runner. What he can be is a physical runner. So next year, if we're going to be a portion of the run game, we've got to either bulk up or do something to break these types of arm tackles that I'm about to show you right here. This is going to be the difference in the evolution of the running game from Gunnar Stockton. We got to learn how to process, read the field, be a full field processor, all that stuff as a thrower, be able to layer the football. We've got to evolutionize our game there. Certainly, we can improve. But as a runner, this has got to change, okay? We got to be able to break safety arm tackles like this right here. He pulls the ball. I think it's a good pull. We run away from the nose tackle. That's great stuff. But this right here, when the free safety, the lone hat that we are no longer accounting for, he is yours. We got to be able to take care of this, and we got to be able to run through this arm tackle right here in 2025. If we can, we turn 3rd and 4s into 1st and 10s, okay? That is the major difference, and honestly, I thought that was the major difference between Riley Leonard's legs in this football game and Gunnar's legs in this football game. Gunnar's we're in a better situation. Riley's we're in a brand new situation in 1st and 10. We all agree? All right. I like this concept early, and I like the idea. We're going into this football game. We knew they were going to play a bunch of cover one. We knew they were going to play a bunch of man-to-man. Same thing, cover one, man-to-man. We knew that, right? So our task for offensive coordinators when you play Notre Dame on this channel is how many man beaters can you design? Now, I think there's 2 ways to go about this. Having a buttload of these and just having a plethora of man beaters, and we go into stacks and motions and different things to cause conflict, or we open up the football game and we find out, can our guys line up and beat their guys in man-to-man coverage? And that's what Georgia does to start the football game. We try to put them in situations where we know our guys can win, or at least find out if our guys can win, right? We got a slant at the top. We got a go ball from Arian Smith. We got a whip return, all right, from Dominic Lovett. And we got the sail route right here from Oscar Delp. All routes that put guys in conflict. Can you run with him? Can you short area quickness with him? Can you keep inside contain on him and undercut that football? Can you beat a one-on-one slant, right? Early on in the football game, we're trying to find out, can our guys win? And the answer right here on this play, I believe, is yes. Okay, he works to the left, realizes that he doesn't like the whip return and doesn't like the sail route. We got good coverage right here from this nickel defender from Notre Dame. We're going to work back to this slant right here, and we're going to throw the piss up out of it. Actually, we scramble right here. Nobody's open. We slant Dylan Bell a little bit later. Same virtual concept a little bit later. So the answer right here of, can our guys beat their guys first time on 3rd and 12? The answer is no. Okay? All right. Let's go on to the next clip. Now, this is at the point in the game where I'm like, second possession, I see this type of run, and I'd be like, all right, maybe we can just go face to face and run at these dudes, right? We get contact at 2 yards on the line of scrimmage and we drive for a 6-7 yard gain. As opposed to all this east and west stuff, let's go at them a little bit and see what we can get some success with. And we get a good look at it right here from the tight. It's a general, positive run. We got hats on hats. We're going to get up to the second level, okay? We're going to maintain our engagement with the guys that we are blocking. I felt like in this tape and all year long, Georgia's offensive linemen have become disengaged with the people they're blocking way too quickly. We're going to do some pause tests on this show today where we pause the football, or we pause the screen where the ball is in the belly of the running back, basically as he's taking the handoff, and then we're going to pause it as he's approaching the line of scrimmage. And you're going to see how quickly Notre Dame's defensive linemen got off of blocks, all right, and how quickly Georgia offensive linemen fell basically on their face. Okay, I thought this was really on the play clips right here, Schofield, because this is one of the more athletic movements I've seen a big offensive lineman make in recent memory. 95% of guys, their rep is over right now. Okay, their rep's completely over. They're just going to keep falling down. I don't know how he got his leg up off the ground right there and continues to work to the second level right there and pick up number 4. Now, granted, we don't stay on number 4. He continues to fight over the top, and we almost get called for a hold right there. But impressive body movements nonetheless. To get up out of a single leg lunge, essentially, full speed, and get up to the backside inside linebacker, I'm impressed. I thought he was really accurate on these types of throws. Okay, again, we already talked about, I think it's the back shoulder ball to Dylan Bell that he steps out of bounds on. I thought ball placement on this was phenomenal. I thought he did a great job. And this is what it kind of resorts to for most passing concepts against Notre Dame. You're either going to have to get into some back shoulder fade stuff, some quick slant stuff, or start rubbing routes. And we're going to show you them rubbing routes here in a little bit. The pressure's too quick because they can add bodies to the box because they play, cover one. They don't have, multiple safeties in the back end. They got 6, 7, 8 guys in the box consistently, and they will against everybody. Now, here's where, here's something that I noticed, okay? Again, we opened the broadcast here telling you it's game 15, 14, game 15. You're going to have tendencies. There's just no doubt about it. You're going to do things on film consistently. And as an opponent, I'm going to know that's what you're doing. Okay, it's just the fact of the matter of football at this point in the season. The problem as a coordinator, the task as a coordinator is how many times can we break those tendencies? How many times can we show something we've shown all year and then do something different that they're vulnerable for? And we'll show you Georgia get to some of those things in a little bit. But I thought they got smoked on duo, particularly by these two individuals, these nickel and corner run defenders. Now, when we run duo, let's get to the tight. When we run duo, the reason we're doing so is we're trying to take smaller football players and put them in conflict with bigger football players, okay? We're going to ISO out here. We're going to combo these two guys to number 4. We're going to combo these two guys to number 34. We're going to continue the down block onslaught with number 84, all right? And then we are going to insert number 4 right here on number 8. We're going to sell the inside zone this way, cut back off that down block surface, right? We got all these down blocks, and then a seal. Now, the difference is most football teams that Georgia play, and you're going to see them force this a little bit later, most football teams that Georgia play are playing these guys a little bit further off of the ball, and they're not playing them as aggressively. All right, Georgia is actually hunting those guys to run at them, and in this tape, from this point forward, you about to see these some bitches hunt. All right, it's going to be the inverse. Now, how did they do that? Well, tendencies, okay, and film study and all that good stuff, and they came a-hunting. Now, your job as an offensive coordinator is to get out of this and get to this same concept through a different formation, all right? And look at number 8, and this guy's going to force a fumble on this same exact play a little bit later. But as the motion comes over, just look at their body language. Look how they're leaning. Tell me they're not ready for the play that's coming. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're seeing on tape over and over again. Now, all that being said, guess what, number 4? We still got our head inside. That guy might know the play is coming. He might have some instinctual film study to let us know that he thinks it's coming, but we still got to beat him. We still got to get him off the ball and stay attached. Instead, we're falling down. We're falling down. We're getting shed right now, and number 8 is ready right there for the running back, okay? And had we just done our job, guess who's down in run support right now? The corner. And I like my odds as an offensive coordinator, Trevor Etienne versus the corner, right? Now, is the corner at the line of scrimmage as opposed to 4 yards off the ball like he has been all year? Yeah, they're prepared. Okay, but we still got to go out and execute, right? We still got to go out and execute. Still playing one-on-one with these guys. Let's check down distance formation personnel. Okay, to 2nd and 9. We're getting stuffed a little bit in the run game, probably thinking as they open up and empty motioning into 3-by-1, we're probably getting some type of pass as a defense. That's what we think we're probably getting, okay? So let's take a look at the concepts right here. We're getting man coverage again. So early to start the football game, I told you Bobo was going to find out, can our guys beat their guys? So let's do another play right here where we try to find out if our guys can beat their guys. We're going to run the field fade from Dominic Lovett. If we don't like the space immediately, we're coming back off of it and we're ripping this slant right here to Dylan Bell. I thought these plays, again, anything where Gunnar Stockton could throw it 105 miles an hour, I thought the ball placement was phenomenal in this football game for a first-time start. You see him open to the field, check that field fade, work back down to the slant, okay? Doesn't like what he sees right here, all right, and corner creeping, safety help over the top, comes back over here and works the slant. Good pacing, good timing right here from Gunnar, and a good ripped football. We'll show you the tight right here. You can barely see the ball from this guy in these types of situations. He throws the piss out of it, all right? And this is what I want him to do. I want him to throw the piss out of it, okay? I think he's most accurate and most comfortable when he's doing these things, all right? I mean, you literally can't. You cannot see the football even if we slow it down. It's ripped, son. All right, so I told you, start the football game. They were going to find out, can our guys beat their guys? All right, we found out pretty quickly. Answer might be no today, Coach. We might not be getting tremendous amounts of separation. So now, coordinator, your job. How much separation can we create based off schematics? We know they're playing cover one. We know they're a man-to-man football team. How many times can we stress that with whether it be motion or stacked releases? So here we go. We motion Dominic Lovett over to the top of the screen. We're going to get him set in what we call duos. Why do we call it duos? We are in 2-by-2. We are in duos. Okay, so with duos, we're going to run London Humphreys upfield and on a little dig right here, and then we're going to run a little whip return right here from Dominic Lovett. Reason being, we know as we go to stack these two guys, this corner is going to work over the top. This corner who is in bump and run is going to work up underneath. So we know this corner is going to do this action as we force this stacked release. There we see it. We get him bumped over the top of this other corner running with London Humphreys, and now we have a tremendous amount of grass to work back inside against that rub, right? So now we've got to run after the catch opportunity. I did a good job as a coordinator creating this right here. Okay, boom. We got this ball, all right? We've got the DB in about 6 yards of trail, okay? And we've got nobody in this area in front of our wide receiver. When I put this in a steel frame in the offensive meeting room on Sunday, I tell my guys, shit, I thought we had 30. You know what I mean? I thought we had 30 because all we got to do really is break an arm tackle and we might be to the door right now. Y'all want to know what the difference is? There's a lot of differences because Ladd McConkey might take this bitch to the door in several years prior. All right? Dominic Lovett almost does it right here. Almost does it. By the way, Matthew Golding against Georgia 2 weeks ago in the SEC championship game ran the same exact play. And I think he hit you for about 35. Okay, so, and no, I'm not talking about the screen and bluff. I'm talking about that exact man beater Texas threw at you guys in the first quarter of the football game. So great job there by the OC, getting our guys an opportunity to win based off schematics, not just lining up saying, hey, your job today is go beat that guy. Yeah, coach, my job is to beat the guy in front of me. Your job is to beat the other guy in the box too. Okay, so good job right there by the coordinator. It's been a story of it all year long. Story of it all year long. You want to know why you don't have explosive runs? You are not staying engaged. You're just not. So let's take a look at it. Downset hut, boom. All right, we're doing the pause test here today. We're going to pause it and when the ball's in the belly of the back, and then we're going to play it, and then we're going to pause it again as they get to the line of scrimmage. And you're going to find bad news bears situations over and over again. Lack of engagement. Okay, here we go. We've got our ISOs and we're working our doubles up to the next level. And we got hats on hats, right? And not only that, we've got natural natural creases in this defense. We've got one that appears to be right there, and if that one closes, maybe we can jump cut over here. Right, we got two natural creases in the defense as soon as the quarterback gets the ball. So all you people on social media that said we got to stop running into heavy boxes, you weren't. He's accounted for with the quarterback. We all agree. All right, so you weren't out here running into 9-man boxes, 10-man boxes. We got the hats. We got the count that we want. We've got to execute, period, point blank. So let's continue. Let's slow-mo this and then pause the screen again when the quarterback or when the running back gets to the line of scrimmage. We got a right tackle that has been shed and is on his face. We've got a left tackle that is pushing the linebacker towards the ball carrier and no longer running his feet, keeping engaged. We also have a backside guard that is falling off of his guy right now. Now, the backside guard might run his feet and finish this one. He's got a defensive tackle in what we call a lean-in situation, right, where he's doing one of these. We got to finish that guy. And matter of fact, I think he might. Let's see what he does. No, he doesn't. Okay, so again, the pause test never fails. The pause test to me answers two things. Do we have any blow-throughs? The answer is no. We've got everybody blocked up, right? We got hats on hats. And did we finish? Are we good enough to finish? And the answer right here is no. They were better than us. They disengaged better than us. Now, I got a weird, funky football brain, Schofield. I got one of these brains that's like, and it only serves me purpose in this industry. If I did anything else, I'd be screwed. Okay, but my brain remembers certain things like one of them, what do you call it, photographic memories? I got a photographic memory for football plays. So I want somebody to do me a favor. I want y'all to pull up the clip of the first possession, Ladd McConkey against Alabama last year in the SEC championship game. He runs this same exact route I'm about to show you, and he puts Tyrion Arnold, an NFL starter, basically on his face for a 25-yard reception to start the football game. All right, so here we go. What do we got? We're going to motion, I believe, Dominic Lovett back away. We're going to run the fake Dover and back out to the sideline. All right, what we're trying to do is force some type of cover three where this corner has his butt turned to the sideline. We're going to sell him on the post. We're going to break him back out, okay? So I want y'all to watch how much lack of separation is created right here by London Humphreys, who without a doubt is the primary intended target on this route. There is zero separation at the top of that route. Zero. Okay, he is absolutely locked up. All right, and Gunner's looking for him. He's looking to rip this ball on the sideline right now, but we can't. So what do we have to do? We have to check the football down. That's what we have to do. So again, everybody gets on here, and I'm with you. There are some execution errors. There's some questionable things, but I had those for Monken as well. When I look at what Georgia did in several years prior, and I look at what they do now, schematically, I don't see a ton of difference. What I do see is, well, offensive linemen didn't lack engagement. Wide receivers created a ton of separation, and they damn sure caught the football. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a multitude of reasons why you're not as good as you were. All right, and they're not all on the coordinator, because I can show you dudes getting 5, 10, 12 yards of separation against NFL corners. Just like they got NFL corners. So don't sit here and think I'm diminishing Notre Dame, because I am. Or I'm not. Another great play by 34 right here. Again, they were baiting this. They wanted you to pull this. It's no different than watching Georgia against mobile quarterbacks on read option concepts. They're going to bait this pull. All right, they're going to take this 6'7", 230-pound edge rusher, and they're going to dive him into the equation. That's going to make the quarterback think he's got a pull read. Watch this, okay? There goes the end. That's a pull read for me every single day. His shoulders are turned. He's in full sprint body language. He is chasing the ball carrier. I am taught to pull the football. All right, I am taught to pull the football. So is 34. He's taught to press this tackle and then jump outside as soon as the quarterback pulls the football, and looky there he is. So now we're like, well, yeah, okay. Now, the question is, how do you solve this problem? I solved this problem via the Nick Marshall play. Okay, everybody remembers the Nick Marshall play. If you don't, let me draw it up for you right here. We are going to get the read option. We are. But we're also going to send this jet motion, and we're going to bubble him. So when we pull with the quarterback and that linebacker pulls and he's there for the pull read, now we're going to throw this outside bubble. We all got that? Nick Marshall scored against Alabama on this in a pivotal moment in the Iron Bowl. The whole purpose of having read options and RPOs is to have an answer for everything that the defense does, right? So let's start putting a little bit more answers in, okay? Because having them just scheme up defensive end and linebacker gap exchange to stop everything we do with the read option, that's not going to be good enough, right? We're going to get stonewalled on these read options. But let's talk about this from the tight. You can only do this if you can play man coverage like they're doing right now. Why? Because they rolled this safety or this nickel down into the box, and now they can play it, right? They can play that four-man surface, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, they can play that 5-man surface with those 5 football players. They're not outnumbered because they can roll the safety into the box, all right? Now, how do we make sure they can't roll the safety in the box? We got to be able to formulate pass games, right? We got to be able to scare them, to back them off. Can't do it. Can't do it right now. Everything good over there, Schofield?
Yeah.
Where are we at time-wise? There should be a little time ticker on the bottom right.
29.
Hell yeah. All right, play 16 right here. So this is what I believe, and I don't believe, I know. If I were watching this as a football observer, I know the reason you opened the game with as much stretch stuff as you did, because you were worried about this. I would be worried about this too, because I saw what you did against Ole Miss, and I know they're not big. So I would have done this probably to you as well. It's run stunts, okay? Gap exchanging with the first level defenders and the second level defenders. So wherever they're at, they might not be, right? Wherever they're at, they might not be when you get there. They're going to gap exchange because they know these 2 guys and these 6 particularly can pretty much play free. All right, all they got to do is worry about a back flaring, and one of them's got that guy responsible. Everybody else is covered. The tight end's covered by the safety. These guys get to play free. All right, so that being said, they were going to run stunt on you, and I believe it's why you had such concerns about it. Like this right here. This defensive end is diving inside. He's going to make mincemeat of Xavier Truss, and then on the backside, I think there's some more slanting. Yep, 97 slants across Dylan Fairchild's face, and he's going to beat him as well. But you see what they're doing. They're not willy-nilly slanting, okay? They're what we call gap exchanging, okay? So as that guy spikes into B gap, all right, the nose tackle is going to work a wrap back around, right? And as this guy spikes here, this guy's going to plug. So whoop, whoop, they're just gap exchanging. And they're catching Georgia off guard. What you're going to start seeing from Georgia is you're going to start seeing offensive linemen play with their feet in the mud a little bit. Instead of getting upfield, we're going to have to tell these guys, hey, don't gain too much ground. Let them declare first and then engage and let's go. Because I don't want to be 1.5 yards upfield and then a guy spike across my face and all of a sudden I'm doing this one. Right? We don't want to gain too much ground against these slant teams if we're going to remain an inside zone football team, which at this point we kind of have to be because we tried to run around them and we couldn't. 69 false starting on a 3rd and 2. I put this on the clips. I put multiple of these on the clips because, again, you can fire the coordinator all you want. You can fire the offensive line coach all you want. You can fire the wide receivers coach all you want. Reality is you guys weren't the normal execution football team that you are. 3rd and 2 false starts at the University of Georgia in 21 and 22. Are you shitting me? Jumping off sides on 4th and 1 on the defensive side of the football when we actually get the 11-man rotation and substitution in. We jump off sides. A 5th-year senior, Smile Mondon, jumps. Are you shitting me? No, that never happened on national championship teams. So again, these are the goofy things that they have nothing to do with execution. They have everything to do with down-to-down discipline and professionalism. Should have creased. Should have creased right here. Absolutely should have. I'd have come back and kept running back at it and dealt with the plus 2 yard run when they stonewall us on a slant. I'd have kept coming back to it because we're at least moving them when we run at them. I felt like you were moving them. And right here, this is a 7-yard gain that possibly could have jolted into a big gainer right here. Again, the pause test, it's looking great right now. We're kicking out. We got the center up to the front side inside linebacker. We got Tate Ratledge engaged right there with that 3 tech. We're going to chip right here and work up to the backside inside linebacker. We're occupying the backside nickel with the quarterback. It looks really, really good right now. Let's continue to play it as the running back approaches the line of scrimmage. As the running back approaches the line of scrimmage, it's looking even better. However, we are not fully engaged. We can see the space in between that right tackle and that linebacker, okay? Guess what's going to happen? That guy's certainly going to fall into the play, and he's certainly going to make the play. Now, why did this happen? Okay, we got an old adage, and I don't know if they talked about this in the military, Schofield, but they certainly did in football, okay? As an offensive lineman, if I try to block 2, I'm going to block 0. if I try to do two people's jobs, I'm not going to do either of them. Okay, so what you're going to see right here is 44 is going to slant across the face of Benjamin Urasic. And as Xavier Truss takes his steps up through B gap and onto his path to the front side inside linebacker, he's going to notice this. And he's going to notice this to the point where he's going to lean back in and help. That one little lean back in and helping our backside tight end, that's going to cost us the opportunity to get up to the second level. Now, there's a multitude of ways to look at this. Some offensive line coaches say, you do your job. If the tight end can't get his head across the defensive end, we'll find a new tight end. And then there's some guys that say, take care of the first level first no matter what, right? Take care of the first level defenders first no matter what. If he shows presence, give some help your teammate out, and then go do your job. All right, but doing that keeps us from an explosive, right? It keeps us from an explosive run. I told you, at some point, you're going to see this offensive line start to do what I call catching, all right? Not gaining any ground with their steps, kind of stepping in mud, not getting forward because they're waiting for Notre Dame defense linemen to declare because we're running standard inside zone concepts at them. So here we go. We take a look at it right here. Everybody is working this way. However, you know, we haven't left the line of scrimmage, guys. Tell me who's gaining ground right here, honestly. Tell me who's out here getting 6 inches. Nobody. Everybody with their first step is flat and neutral. And I understand why. I know why. This is the adjustment, okay? Because against Ole Miss, they were slanting you all over the place. And not only that, they were parked 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So now at least we'll get a piece of them and we won't end up in negative situations. Now at least we'll get positive situations. But what ultimately happens when you're catching like this is you're going to get shucked, man. You're going to be out here getting thrown apart no matter if you're a 3-year starter at the offensive guard position, okay? This 3-tech right here is going to take his left hand and he's going to take it into the rib cage of Tate Ratledge and he's going to toss him up out of the club. Now, how did this happen? Why did this happen? Well, first and foremost, we are catching, as is evident by the fact that his face mask is into the V of our neck. I had a coach, Robbie Ross, talk about the V of the neck all the time. If an offensive lineman is going this way and we hit that sucker with our screws right into his neck column, he's going to move. We're going to beat him. If we get into his chest, he might have an opportunity to win. But if we hit him in that neck, he done. All right, so we're there. Now, the other problem right now is hand placement from Ratledge. I don't know if y'all can tell, but that outside hand, that right hand is actually on the back of 97. We're not into that pectoral area of that number 97. We can all see that. His right hand's on that back. All right, his hand's on our rib cage. We're screwed. Hat and hand placement wins. His hat's better than ours. His hands are better than ours. He's going to beat us. On 3rd and 2, I believe. Was that a short yardage situation? No, that's 1st and 10. Let's go to play 20. The test was always for me, how many of these can you create? How many different man-to-man conflict plays can you create as we go to snap the football with this stacked bunch, right? This is what I'm talking about with regards to putting them in conflict, okay, with what we're calling and how we're calling it. That stacked formation is going to force this corner to run all the way across the top, right? The guy in bump and run is going to go up underneath. So if we take this guy, that corner that's trailing him is going to go underneath this corner that's coming over the top. So we know that, all right, and we run a little quick little hitch out there, all right, little stop route, and we're going to roll the quarterback to them, okay? So a good, easy completion for our quarterback. Again, the test for me going into this study was always going to be, how many of these can we design? Because I think you got 9 or 10 yards. I don't know if you can create explosives like this. You do a little bit later. I don't know if you can create a ton of explosives like this, but we can definitely move the chains like this, right? All right, so this is the fumble right here. And I don't know, we always start with credit before blame on this channel, so let's talk about credit first. Let's go to the tight right here. All right, you're trying to run duo again. You got the tight end attached out of 12 personnel with an H-back. You're going to motion the wide receiver over here. It's the same style of play we showed you on duo earlier. All right, what is duo? Again, everybody's blocking down. All right, everybody's blocking down. We're trying to crease this edge right here. We're going to work back this way, all right, or the most movement off the combo. All right, so that is duo. That is the style of play that we're trying to run. We're going to bring the wide receiver over. Now, the moment we bring the wide receiver over, everybody, again, read the body language of number 8, okay, and tell me this guy wasn't prepared. All right, he's going to make a play right here, but he is uber prepared for duo that's coming at him right now. All right, now, As a wide receiver, when we motion over, we got to have our damn eyes right, all right? And we can't be surprised that the other guy's playing football. That's the last thing we can do. The last thing we can do is get over there and go, oh shit, he's playing. Duh, it's a playoff game, Bubba. All right, so get your eyes right, get your mind right, and get to work. All right, so 5 gets over here, and he sees number 8, and then he goes, oh shit. You know how many oh shit moments I've seen from wide receivers on tape this year for Georgia? All right, it ain't just the drops. The one thing I'm going to show you a little bit later, y'all can say what you want about Arian Smith and his drops. That some bitch blocks, and he works hard at it, and he's efforting, and he doesn't care about his own body. Because sometimes that's what we need to do. Like right here, we're screwed. And the reason we're screwed is because we were not prepared when we got over there. And now watch what's going to happen. We're going to give up a fumble. Now, should the running back protect the football? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, the running back should protect the football. But we should also be gap assigned. We should also be ready to play damn football when we get over there. Because number 8 certainly was. Number 8 certainly was. And again, I'd be talking to Notre Dame if I could, if they were able or if they were willing to have conversations with me about my tendencies, I'd be going and having them. What did y'all have on us out of attached 12? Because you hunted duo like nobody I'd seen. I tweeted about it. They look like kamikazes. This looks like the Japanese fighter pilots flying into Pearl Harbor. That's what it looks like right here. Okay, with zero regard for maybe it's not duo. You know what I mean? I think it's a big boy throw right here. I think it's a big boy throw from Gunnar Stockton. This is the big completion to Arian Smith right here. We're going to step on the toes of this corner, get outside release, get the ball up in the air, and let it rip. All right, couple of things here on this clip exactly, or this clip particular. First and foremost, if I'm on the iPad, all right, and I think this would, if people ask me all the time or tell me all the time I should be an analyst, if I were, this is what I would do. I would be the guy that watched our possession and found things that worked off things that were working. Right? So we just hit Arian Smith with this go ball, but as I'm looking at it on this tape, I see Lawson Lucky running across the field against a nickel defender who is out leveraged right now. He's in trail technique and he's about to fall down. So we probably would have came back to this deep over for another 25-yard explosive at some point, or tried, or I'd have put it in the ear of the coach. Said, hey, I know we hit Arian on that, but if we have time to protect, which we don't today. If we have time to protect, I think Lawson Lucky's open on the deep over, creating some space. All right, now, why don't we have time? Why don't we have time to protect? Well, we already know off rip they're bringing 5, maybe 6. The 6th is almost guaranteed, but if the 6th doesn't come, it's because he's a quarterback spy. They play cover 1, so they have 6 free bodies when we run 4 guys out, right? Cover 1, that means 5 guys are covering. We got 4 guys out in the route. They got an additional guy. That's 5, that's 5. So I got 6 to rush, right? Boom, bang, math, cool. So let's watch. 34 is the one who brings the pressure. We are in a 5-man slide. We're in what we call a lucky call, all right? If we were sending it right, what would it be? Ringo. Lucky, Ringo. That a boy. All right, anyways, so here we go. Oscar Delp on the down block. We got about 2.5 yards of space between me and number 34, who's fitting to bring that fire. And we absorbed that fire. We absorbed that fire. We are a fire blanket today. We are fire retardant today. Just absorb and blow. I want everybody, and I'm not calling Oscar out. It's why I say number 4. I don't say names very often. Number 4 right here, I want everybody to take a mental picture of what number 34 does to him, because I'm going to show you a clip of number 3, a true freshman in a very similar situation, perhaps even worse situation a little bit later in the football game. And guess what we don't do? We don't give up this. That hurts, guys. That hurts. That does not feel good, especially when we hit the ground like that. That does not feel good at all. All because our tight end, in my opinion, is absorbing contact instead of delivering contact. This was this guy at right tackle started for Georgia for, I think he's going to go down with like 45 starts, is Xavier Truss, when he's done with this. Played a lot of football for Georgia. And if he was ever beaten, which happened fairly often, okay, not absorbently often where we have to pull him, but he got beat occasionally, as we'll show in his draft status. However, if he ever did, it's because he's nose over toes. It's because he was always overextended. And I'm going to show you a position right here. This right here, we're never going to win as an offensive lineman doing this, okay? Anytime Anytime our nose goes over our toes, we are cooked. Yeah, you're handsome. Go to 1. Anytime our nose goes over our toes, we are absolutely cooked. We're going to fall down every single time. It doesn't matter. All right. So that's why, like, used to, offensive line coaches back in the day would talk about playing with a flat back. Oh, we want to see some flat backs out there. Flat backs are cool and cute and all, as long as our chest and our core maintains its integrity. Okay, we can play nose over toes, but we better play low. There's a difference between this and this. We all see that, right? Hey, yo. So we can't be in this position consistently. We damn sure can't be in this position 5 years into the sumbitch. You know what I mean? And I felt like it was constantly a problem for Xavier. Now, this guy was born with 6'7". He wasn't born with the Amarius Mims athleticism of the world. He's out here efforting. He is the highest effort player Georgia has on the offensive line, and he sets the tone for those guys. So I never called for a replacement or anything like that. You have to understand where the limitations are, right? And this is the limitation right there. We are constantly in this position way too often. We are going to lose. And there he is, the guy that we were supposed to block, all right? But again, hey, we got to keep our head play side, right? We got to work to get our head play side right. We're not. Okay? So that guy's going to fall in too. Whew. We call this Sally back in the day. Okay, they're basically in wishbone. I don't know if y'all can see that. Imagine these being B-backs and this being your normal triple option running back. They're kind of in that. Now we're going to send jet motion essentially and then run what we call Sally off of it. We're going to pretend that we're running truck toss and then we're going to run Sally. This is why coordinators like Mike Bobo say football hasn't changed, okay? Because the Naval Academy ran this sumbitch in 1924. All right, just a little different look, a little different package. We call this Sally around this network. Now, trying to run Sally, which means we are reversing out with these guys after showing speed option this way. Now, here's what I want to show you guys. Knowing everything from the quarterback and the running back is showing speed option that way, okay? And then we're going to leak this guy this way. Watch this safety, and you tell me if there's ever a moment of doubt where this play is going. He is running downhill before Dylan Bell is running. Now, how would he know that? Why would he know that? My guess is he's reading guards. Okay, he's smart enough on rundowns out of ISO or out of I-back, right, to be reading guards. If I see guard pull, follow the guards, right? Maybe. That would be my guess. That would be my hypothesis. All right, because if we watch it from the tight, I guarantee you the safety moves as soon as the guards pull. Okay, let's watch number 0. Guards pull, he's gone. Okay? Again, man, they were just like you. This is why I said you can't. I don't know if I would have had a full game plan of 4 or 5 end arounds. You're not. That's based off of guys flowing the wrong way or not reading their keys properly or not being disciplined. And that ain't this football team. Okay? Too damn good. Too damn sound. All right. They twisted and stunted on you in the run and pass game so damn well that towards the second, third, fourth quarter, offensive linemen were just wondering what's coming. And when you're wondering, oh, who's coming? Are they twisting? Are they stunting? You're doing this and you're looking around. Guess what you're naturally doing? You're naturally playing on your heels. You're not playing aggressively. So guess what you're going to start doing? You're going to start taking shit to the chest. Okay, you're going to start getting rolled. You're going to start getting displaced on the line of scrimmage, right? So here we go. Early on in the football game, they're in a wide ass 9. All right, out here on the edge, okay, down here on the bottom. We got a 7 technique and a wide 9 out here with the right guard and the right tackle kicking out to these guys. So when they're spread out this far, as an offensive lineman, I'm thinking, I got to get to the spot, right? I got to get out, I got to get out, I got to get out. So they're going to work hard to get to the spot right here as an offensive line. Watch Tate Ratledge and Xavier Truss. Look how far back from the line of scrimmage they are right now. All right, the problem is at 3.5 yards, full on into their kick set, just now, Notre Dame is throwing the stunt. This is the deepest I've seen a tight end or a TE stunt on film all year. This is perfectly ran, man. They sell that speed rush so well. It's honestly a miracle Tate even gets hands on, but it doesn't matter. It causes conflict on the throw anyways. Okay, look how far spread out they are. We got to work. Look at all this grass. All this grass and all these lanes were created simply based off of alignment. And now we're going to throw number 3 back into that mix. Okay, And boom, now all of a sudden our quarterback's feet are completely up off the ground, all right? And this ball ends up 7 yards out of bounds. Let's talk about Monroe Freely, all right? So that was worth a chuckle. All right, so here we go. I just talked about it. They started throwing these stunts at you and throwing them relatively deep. All right, even in the run game, we started talking about getting our feet in mud, not gaining too much ground, making guys declare. In other words, waiting. We're waiting. So watch, when we're waiting, we can't get back. And when we're worried about stunts, we can't get on different levels. Because if I'm back here and you're back here and they twist us, we're in deep shit, right? So we have to set with good, we can't get off the line of scrimmage too far. So watch these guys, boom. They don't kick real deep, do they? Off that first kick, all of them are basically still in the same line of scrimmage, whereas normally with these offensive tackles, we see what? We see more of that umbrella kind of protection, right? Where this guy's really kicking and making this guy run the hoop all the way out here, as opposed to running the hoop right here, which is we're about to see that happen, okay? Monroe Freeland gives up a short edge within what, 2 yards of the line of scrimmage? Okay, so when I first watched this, Schofield, I was like, why are we so patient on that inside gap? Why are we not kicking back to the spot? Okay, we're giving this guy a short edge. And then I realized, well, they're getting absolutely titty banged right now by slants and stunts. So we can't get on different levels. We're probably getting told in one ear, hey, let's make sure we don't get back too far because we can't be on separate levels. And on the other ear, we're saying, why are we getting beat by speed rush? See what I'm saying? The two are connected. Bottom line, we can't be in this position this early. We can't be in a perpendicular situation between our back facing the sideline. All right, we've got to have some type of angle integrity when we get to that point because we are 6'7". If we make him run that angle, we're going to do a whole hell of a lot better than if we make him run that angle. It can't be that simple. It is that simple. So honestly, a great job holding on to the football right there. But as a defense, we know we got this. We can get to the speed rush. All right, and they do a little bit later in a massive, massive situation. It's a great job right here finding the winner early on in the snap count. Okay, they got man-to-man coverage. We're trying to get the ball out of our hand because we're having a bunch of pressure issues right now in this football game. So as I come to the line of scrimmage and I transfer that tight end over and somebody travels with him, I know I indeed, like I thought I did, have man coverage. So when we're trying to get the ball out of our hands quickly against man coverage, we're identifying the guys who are off man. Okay, this guy's in what we call bump and run. This guy's in what we call bump and run. So if we're searching for the matchups against off man, we know where to look, right? We're not going to throw the go ball here that we got from Nitro Tuggle, but we might peek this slant very early on in the formation, right? Very early on in the play, which is exactly what Gunner does. I think it's a really good, quick decision from him and a great job by everybody involved. Great job by Oscar after the catch right here as well. Running with some good physicality. And again, we'll play the game of find the ball, see if you can see it, because I can't. This dude rips these footballs, boys. Might have had the white stripe on that one. Might have been able to see it a little bit better, but that thing is hummed. And right spot, right? We'll put that thing right on his face mask so he can run after the catch. Great ball right there from 14. All right, so you've been absolutely getting railed on Duo, right? Gave up a fumble, have given up multiple negatives on Duo already to start the football game. But we know Duo is something that we like as an offensive coordinating staff. So we're 28 plays in, probably 50 minutes into the film study. Hell yeah. We're 28 plays in at this point, and we've been getting cooked on Duo. So what do? How do we get back to a staple of our offense without getting into that 12 attached tendency with the wide receiver over? Well, here we go. We're going to get actually into 11 personnel. We're going to attach the tight end and watch the differences in alignment from these nickel and corner defenders that we're trying to put into conflict, okay? Just because we've given them something different. This is number 8 and this is number 15. The same two players who were right here early to start the football game, weren't they? And they were keying and they were hunting, right? Now watch their reaction versus Duo when they get a new look, right? Now they're a little bit on their heels. Okay, so this is a good job by the coordinating staff identifying, okay, they've got something on us. Let's get back to Duo somehow and get a 7-8 yard gain right here. Again, all I ask from coordinators is to put us in winning positions and to respond to what the defense is doing to you. Now, the first time they did that on the fumble or the first time they did that against attached 12, maybe you're good enough in the heat of the moment to do that. Maybe. I am at 12:30 at night sitting at home when I've watched the play 7 times in a row by myself on a Monday. I probably wouldn't be that good after watching it that live the first time, right? I'm not going to pick that up. You guys probably aren't either. I don't expect the guys in the box to be that damn good. But then again, they make $800,000 to be an offensive analyst, so maybe they should be. I'll take the 800 racks, coach. I'll take the 800 racks, and I'll do a decent job. I promise. This is what I'm talking about with Arian Smith. Y'all say what you want about Mans dropping footballs, even though he didn't lead the team in drops. He just had the most critical drops. Say what you want. Dude fights his ass off when he's in there. Dude fights his ass off when he's in there. This ain't number 5, is it? Okay, look at these eyes. Look at that. Look at that effort. Look at him running. Okay? Hell yeah. We'll play. More slants giving you problems in the run game. I'll show it for you. I don't have the immediate answer, okay? I don't have the immediate answer for you, but all they're doing is gap exchanging you. All they're doing is gap exchanging. They're doing so knowing that these guys are comboing over here. So guess what, Schofield? As this center goes to bump him over, he's taking me to the play. He's taking me where I want to go, okay? Look, bumps right over into his gap exchange where he's supposed to be, okay? Honestly, the answer is wide zone. The answer is stretch zone. The answer is counter. The answer is some of these other things that you guys don't normally run. The way you get to stretch zone is to do end arounds. The way you get to wide zone is to do reverses. The way you get to those stuff is to do those things that they're keying really, really well on. What y'all don't have the ability to do is line up in pistol and run stretch zone. All right? Maybe it comes. Maybe it shows up in future years. All right, so I told you, what happens is we end up playing on our heels. We end up wondering, are stunts or are slants coming? Okay, so look at Dylan Fairchild right here. And the whole entire time throughout this rep, he's wondering, is this guy, is this guy coming out? Am I going to get a slant back inside? Is he going out? Am I coming in? What's happening right now? I've got to make sure they declare. So watch his body language and look at where all of his weight is as he goes to kick slide out. It's all in his heels. Everything's in his heels. Everything's back. There's no power in our stance at all. If we were to catch a power clean bar right now, it'd go right through our body. All right, we have no strength anywhere because we're waiting. And now guess what? We got the shit brought to us. Okay, we got the shit brought to us. So we put somebody in the feet of the quarterback, and guess what? We probably took an explosive away from ourselves because yes, we do have this deep end working, but we also got Arian Smith going on a go route in which the corner falls down on. And we have no chance to know that that's the case because we get to the top of our drop, know we've got pressure, we've got to get the ball out. All right, so watch this. Okay? Even if I wanted it, even if I wanted to step into this ball and let this thing rip right here, even if I wanted to, I got pressure in my face already. I've got to get this ball out. So yeah, the corner falls down, it would be a touchdown, and yeah, you had an opportunity there and you didn't hit it. And you can't do that against teams because most of the snaps, and Penn State fans, if you're watching this, almost 100% of the snaps, not including Tyler Warren, are going to look like this. The next 3 snaps right here, it is clippity clamps. It is absolute zero space created, all right, across the board. No answers for the quarterback, not going to have any, all right, because they strap up. They cover as well as anybody that we've studied on this network this year. They're more willing to play man coverage than anybody else. Like Texas has got Thorpe Award winner, and they don't play this much man coverage, okay? Pause it. Who's winning? Go to 2. Who's winning right now? Look at this. We're at the top of our drop. By the way, the ball's already out. We're checking this thing down, trying to throw this ball to Lawson Lucky, who, by the way, the nickel defender has topside leverage on him. So we're definitely not getting on top of him, are we? We're going to have to throw a back shoulder ball right there. We have zero space right here. We have zero space on the deep over right here. We have zero space. Held the hitch on the top. Didn't even get off the line of scrimmage. Okay, so we got no space right here. Zero. On that play, we throw a ball that gets back shouldered and it gets deflected. On the next play, clamps everywhere. And I know why. All right, I know why, because they're disciplined as shit. Again, Years prior, this is the Brock Bowers like big time play. We're going to do play action, fake the split zone. The tight end is going to engage with the nickel that is responsible for blocking him. We're going to rip him down and run down the sideline. We're trying to hit an explosive right now, almost like a trick play. It's almost like tight end leak. Lawson Lucky goes to rip that nickel down. He's actually the safety number 8. All right, he doesn't get disengaged. And guess what? Not only do they have one, they got 2 guys on you. All right, even the linebacker noticed what y'all were doing. All right, so again, man, like I have watched in years prior these plays work, right? We've all sat here and watched them work. Tough when they play that well against you, man. Watch number 8 right here. This guy's a great football player, man. I guess he knew as soon as the yank came down that he was getting attacked. I don't know. Most kids just let it get yanked. So, trying to throw the ball 3 plays in a row here, and we don't really create any type of rub, any type of stack, any type of anything. Now, this one we tried, okay, I think we snapped the ball a little bit late. We all see that? Arian's a little bit further behind, but we're still forcing this. But he's going to have time on 3rd and long to get over to the top of that as Arian, I believe, goes to run that hitch, okay? I don't know what Dominic Lovett's running right now. The deep over again. No, he's running the sail route, and perhaps this corner gets away with a little bit of a hold right here at the top of that route. Maybe. Okay, but zero space created, and we're forced to throw the football away. They know the rules, Schofield. You can't watch this and tell me they don't actively play like they know what the hell's going on. He knows the running back's behind the line of scrimmage, so watch what he does. Takes him away immediately, pushes him on the ground because he knows where he's at. They got smart football players, man. This is catastrophic right here. This is catastrophic. Now, there's a litany of blame to go around right here. Let's start with the head man. Okay, at this point in the football game, we've seen some back shoulder stuff. We've seen some play action stuff, but it's really been kind of like vanilla offensively, and they've been strapping you up, okay? So we ain't been out here moving the ball effectively, and we got a first-time starter. So the idea that we are going out in 39 seconds left, 2 timeouts, 6-3 ball in our own end, the idea that now is the time to let our quarterback know that we believe in him, I don't know. Maybe we would have done that on the second possession of the football game, Schofield? Maybe we would have done that a little bit earlier in the ball game. We would have let this quarterback know that we believe in him. 39 seconds left, 2 timeouts when we can't move the ball against a man-to-man football team who's strapping our shit up. Probably not the opportunity to do so. So that's the first one. All right, also, you burned the timeout to ice the kicker. I thought that was you letting everybody know we were not going to try to score. And scoring was relatively hard for you at this point in the football game. So that's that. Secondly, he said that the quarterback had an option to get the ball out of his hand really quickly. We were trying to give him something quick. He did. He had an option. It's in a 2-minute situation, and I'm going to show you he gets a little bit aggressive because it's in a 2-minute situation, and he doesn't expect the left tackle to get beat clean. Who gets beat clean? So let's talk about that. All right. So here's the concepts they've got working. They're going to go up and on a deep out. They're going to go now on a quick out. All right. We are working this side of the football field. All right. Now, when we run this concept, you're going to see Dylan Bell is actually going to open up a little bit down the field because they actually get zone coverage. All right. They're going to play outside, inside, over the top. He's got the flats over here. So we're going to get a void right here where Dylan Bell buttons up. So you're going to notice that's where he wants. That's what he wants. He wants this ball right here, right now. The only problem is he's already getting sacked. All right. So let's go to talk about, I didn't hate the play call. Now that I looked at it, I was wondering why aren't y'all running like some type of Fox tunnel screen, or why aren't y'all running some type of tunnel screen? That's your normal MO. I don't hate the play call because even if it gets completed, he's running out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? I don't dislike it. I dislike the execution of it. And maybe the idea of doing this in this situation, I don't necessarily love that. But look at the left tackle again. We're getting beat by a speed rush. All right. And the reason being, I think we throw our hands a little bit early. All right. And here's how we notice. If I go to punch you in the chest and I hit you right, your head gonna snap, ain't it? You're gonna do one of them. All right. But if I throw my hands too early and I don't have an actual impactful shock, there's not going to be any movement in your body, right? It means my hands just landed, they did not punch. My hands just landed, they did not punch. We are in full extension. I really want to catch that guy about 75% in, right? If I go to punch you, I kind of want to make contact here and then finish through your face, right? I don't want to finish and then hit your face. All right, same thing when we punch guys in pass pro. If I throw my hands too early or if I open my gate too early, I'm going to be in trouble. He's doing both right now. All right, the other thing that we notice, look at the angle integrity of these two football players. We're still playing with some type of angle right here, right? We are almost completely opened over here. We're shortening the edge automatically. All it takes is a little overhand swipe and we're cooked. We're going to play 38. We're well over an hour already, aren't we?
Hour 4.
Hour 4? Hell yeah. You guys are getting the good stuff. I hope it works. I feel like this should hit better. I feel like this is on the court or the running back right here. I think the coordinator did a pretty good job of having a zone or a man-to-man screen beater right here. If we're going to throw screens against man-to-man coverage, we got to block two guys. The guy that is responsible for covering the intended target and the guy that we used to block the intended target with. Here's what I mean. All right, so the intended target is the running back right here, which means this linebacker is going to be responsible for him. If we are going to block that guy, we got to block him with that inside slot wide receiver, which means who's available? The guy covering the inside slot receiver. We're going to have to release a lineman for him. Watch this play out, okay? We bring the motion back in, which means now, now this guy is going to be responsible. We're going to crack him and we're going to release for this guy that's free out here, okay? Actually, we let him go and we kick him out and we put you one-on-one with the safety, okay? But nonetheless, this right here, if I get you sealed and you sealed, I've got grass right here in the middle of this one-on-one with the safety. If I pause this and look at it as my job is to design the winner and design the space, I think I got the space designed right here. But what happens? We're a little indecisive as a ball carrier. You can really see it from the tight. We're a little indecisive as a ball carrier, and it cost us additional yardage. Downset hut, come on. All right. Boom. That should be way more than -2. You know what I mean? If we look at it, that's way more than -2. All right. We got to stick our foot in the ground and go right now. Wait too long. Great job right here by the OC. Great job right here by the OC. Okay. We're going to force some zone coverage, I believe, or we're going to try to, but the motion across indicates man. But nonetheless, they lose integrity. We're sending double dig post over here, I believe. Let's take a look at it. They lose Dylan Bell right here. All right, there it is. We're going here and up the sideline, and we're crossing with Dominic Lovett on the backside. Nobody runs with Dom running this way. Nobody. And we take it right off the face mask. Good thing your coordinator designed another wide-ass, butt-ass naked wide receiver 2 plays later. Because, Jesus, man. Jesus, man. Hell yeah, Nate Frazier. Did the class take the mental picture? Did the class take the mental picture? I hope you did. I hope you did, because here we go. Let's go right to the tight. Let's go right to the tight. We got a same exact situation. Okay, a little bit similar, or a little bit different. We don't have a full 4-man slide, but we got a dude coming from depth, hey yo, and we're going to have to step in there and put it face to face. So here we go. We got 34 coming from depth versus a true freshman. Got about 5 yards in between them. Now we watched number 4 absorb this contact. Now let's watch what the true freshman does. Now, did he absorb it? Yes, he did. Did he give up a full rush and our quarterback get destroyed? No, he didn't. Here's what you got to do in that situation. All right, when you got a guy rushing from depth, you have 1 or 2 options. You can avoid contact, or you can make sure that he runs through you. He's going to tackle the guy with me. Nate Frazier decided he was going to tackle the guy with me. The other guy was like, 2 differences, right? Oh, we got to do the pause test again. Let's do it. Pause test. Motion, right now. All right, paused. We got to work out. We're getting up there. We got that sealed. We're going to double up to number 34, and we got a crease. So it looks like we should probably press this and then jump here based off the pause test, all right? But it looks like we got good numbers, right? Looks like we got hats on hats. We got everybody accounted for. All right, let's see who loses theirs. Oh, Dylan Fairchild already shed. Jared Wilson already shed. And I believe Oscar Delp's definitely losing that one too on the backside. 3-yard gain. Can't have it, guys. And all it is right here, at least for the left guard, okay, right here as a left guard, when our right hand comes off, if we don't fight to get that hand back on that chest plate, we're going to lose our ability to control him. As an offensive lineman, we want them hands, we used to call it the pits or the tits or whatever, PG movie. Right here, baby. Right here in the chest plate, right where his shoulder pads end. If I don't have my hands in there, if one of them, I got to reset it. I got to get back in. If I don't, I'm losing him. He's going to fight over the top. I can't play him with one arm. Get that hand back up underneath. We're skipping plays at this point. This is a great call. And the only time all game I saw linebackers from Notre Dame lose integrity. Okay, the only time I saw them complete lose assignments. All right, we're going post. All right, then we're going to run the running back wheel up the sideline and the tight end trail. Okay, so we're going to read this. We're going to look here to pull all defenders, but we're never throwing that ball. We're really trying to hit this halfback wheel down the sideline. If the halfback wheel gets covered, we're going to hit the tight end on the check down. Okay, so that's our progression. We get to the top of our drop. We see Cash Jones running butt-ass naked and Oscar Delp running butt-ass naked, but we want them tuds. Okay, we want them tuds. By the way, at halftime, I don't know if you remember Schofield. I know you keep the boy on alerts. At halftime, I tweeted about halftime adjustment, get into bunches, run some F5B, which is flood into the boundary. Now, why would we run F5B against zone coverage? Well, if we flood the zone that they are running, okay, if we flood that zone and they only got one guy over here, or better yet, two guys over here, we got three receivers, somebody going to be open. All right, and even if they try to run man coverage against it, we're going to rub something on it. All right, it's too many guys out there, right? Touchdown. Good job at OC. I thought this was so we're an hour and 20 minutes in, okay? Hour and 20 minutes in. I haven't said a word. Put us in 3. I haven't said a word about Jared Wilson, okay? Not a word. Which means as an offensive lineman, what's he doing? He must be playing pretty well, okay? And if he's playing pretty well and I'm not talking about him, then he's good, all right? So here we go. We're about to show the one play where everybody else does their job and 55 loses his job. All right, and we probably had an explosive left on tape because of it. This is how offensive football works. And I used to get so like, bro, quit talking about the 111th bullshit. Like, come on, dog, it's over. It's overplayed with do your 111th, do your 111th. If we have 11 guys doing their 111th, we're gonna do the job. And I would always be like, well, yeah, but what if one of those 11 guys is like super special and he handles everybody else's job? That'd be ideal, but most of the time we don't have that situation. So here we go. Do your 111th. Win your job consistently, and we will be okay. Let's do the pause test. Already, Jared Wilson has somebody crossing his face. Okay, already. Now, let's look at it because I designed a winner as a coordinator. We got it licked. Look, guys, we're trying to run same side zone. Okay, so the footwork here for the running back is he's going to step into the midline, and then he's going to open up back left. We're trying to get these combos up to this guy and kick him out and hit this in B gap. All right, we're trying to break some tendencies. Normally when we run this, we run it with the back on the right. So now we're trying to put the back on the left and break a tendency. The only problem is we're not doing our job right here at center. We're getting beat. On the one play all game where I'm like, damn, 55 got whipped, right? All the other plays, he's winnable. He's winnable, but it doesn't matter all the other plays. It matters this play, right? The one time we needed you to do your 111th because everyone else finally did theirs. Look at that crease. Let's go to 48. Attach 12 with the wide receiver. What do you think they're getting? Probably getting duo, right? That's what the tendency's been from Georgia all week, or all study. They get into this, they're running duo. Okay, we showed you they got into their one tendency breaker, okay, and now look where these two guys are. Look where those two guys are down on the line of scrimmage, guys. Okay, they had you. They had you in this formation, okay? Watch them two. They're hunting, okay? And you can see it. Watch 8's body language right here as the motion goes away. All right, all of them are pointing right here. They're all pointing right here, and they're all about to hunt right here, okay? Stuffed on 3rd and short. Another goofy. It's on the play call sheet here today because I just can't believe it. I can't believe we got 3-year starters at left guard, top 60 evals, false starting on 3rd and short. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. All right, this is another one. Let's talk pass protections, okay? Let's talk pass protections. All right. We all see what 55 is doing right here, right? He's pointing at the mic. Okay, he is saying Mike 34. Now, as long as I've been playing football, and as long as I've been studying football, offensive line calls who they got. What's up? Offensive line calls who they got. All right, so if he says Mike 34, that's the one they're responsible for. So if we've got 4 down and the mic in our pass protections, we're going to have, let's let this picture clear up one little bit. All right, so if we've got the 4 down and the mic, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the mic. All right, those are our guys, which means if number 24 comes, he's probably the running backs. Isn't that crazy how the running back's eyes are lined up right with number 24? So I probably know a little bit what I'm talking about here, all right? Anyways, if this guy comes, guess who he's on? He's probably on the quarterback, all right? We're hot off of 1 is the terminology there. Number 0 is hanging out over here in the corner. You can't see him. Number 0 is about right here. Maybe you can see him. He's right there. He's about to fire, all right? If 0 comes, who's he's? He's the quarterbacks. We're hot off 0 because I just told you Mike's 34. All right, Mike's 34 and the running back has number 24. Now, let's go through this play. All right, and as an offensive line, we should know Mike 34, Mike 34. Now, here's the problem. A lot of football teams, when they do this, when they start calling Mike IDs, the real guys that listen are these 3 guys. All right, because if the mic comes, normally he's probably coming into the midline of the defense. They don't do a lot of this stuff. And if they do, he's not getting home. So a lot of these guys pay attention in here. Sometimes these guys can take some reps off. They can get focused on these guys and these threats out here, and they can start worrying about these guys instead of paying attention to their responsibility. Who is Mike 34 right here? So what's Notre Dame going to do? Notre Dame is going to spike number 30. They're going to spike number 30. They're going to wrap number 34, and they're going to plug number 0 right here. So as an offensive line, what should happen right now, 71 should deliver 30 to number 29 or 69, and doing so should set him right up for that inside linebacker who's blitzing. But instead, Ernest takes his eyes to the nickel, who is not his responsibility, per the call of Mike 34. So now we kick out, and then in our peripheral, we realize, oh shit, my guy's coming. And then guess what we do? The old adage, we tried to block 2, we blocked 0. And now we block 0. Now we're giving up pressure, and now we can't complete this ball on 3rd and short. All knowing good and god dang well our responsibilities are Mike 34. Championship level teams don't do that. They don't. All right, so now, again, you tried to do this adjustment, running this duo out of 11 personnel. You made the adjustment, and watch them make the adjustment to your adjustment, okay? You're not in 12 anymore. You got 1 tight end, and you got the wide receiver running down here. The last time you did this with the back opposite, what'd you do? You ran duo at it, right? You tried to break a tendency, you got a 9-yard gain. Well, now, look how smart these some bitches are. Watch how fast they adjust to your adjustments. Look, boom, now I know what's coming. I done seen it once. That's all it took. I see it once, and now I'm hunting you. Now I'm hunting you. Tell me that guy ain't prepared, boys. You know what I mean? I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good. Hey, appreciate you guys for being here today. Put us back in 3 for me, my boy. Appreciate you guys being here today. I enjoyed doing this, even though I had to do it 4 or 5 times. I hope it comes out right. Good God. Fingers crossed is the saying today. If you make it to the end of this and everything's right, fingers crossed. I love you. Bye.